Today on the podcast, we're talking about something I know you're feeling too. Every Monday lately, I wake up with a plan, and then a question just hits me. Does any of this really actually matter? The marketing feels fake, the social media grinds feel hollow, and collectively with friends, family, clients, I see this numb, exhausted feeling everywhere. So in this episode, I get real about why so many of us feel this way right now, why quiet quitting is really just matching their energy, and the one tool I use with clients to free up 3 to 4 hours a week, my time audit, so that you could spend time doing the things that you love, and how I'm trying to retire completely inside of a capitalistic hellscape without a retirement account. No fluff, no fake positivity, just real talk. Let's go to the wild, fun, and free side together. Let's get into it. You're listening to the Soul Aligned Self-Care Podcast. I'm your host, Tina Stinson, and I had a stroke at the age of 39 from stress and burnout that shook my world. Now I'm laying it all out, the deep level self-care practices and mindset shifts that I needed that kept me healthy, balanced, and thriving. Join me in this intimate space as we explore healing, resilience, and the soul's journey to alignment. This is where real conversations about deep-level self-care happen. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I can't tell you enough how good it feels to be back doing solo episodes. I've been really enjoying this, and I'm very excited about the small shift that I'm making on the podcast. And you're going to notice little things here and there, like eventually the artwork for the podcast will change. I'm not sure if I'm going to do new colors or what. I don't really have a plan yet. I haven't even worked on it yet, but I will be designing some new artwork. I feel like I need to take new pictures, and that's what's holding me up. So maybe I'll just take some selfies or something. It doesn't have to be fancy, right? But yeah, you'll be noticing some changes over time. And I've been kind of stressing to my audience everywhere, like email, on Patreon, and all the places, that everything will be completely switched over by August, the beginning of August, like the first week of August, because then that's when I would have to renew my Kajabi, and I'm not going to be renewing with them. And so I'm almost finished with my website, and I might switch over to the new one sooner. So I'm definitely going to be redirecting tinastinson.com to the new website and testing things out before the Kajabi account is deleted, because I have so much information over there. So anybody that is a client that has bought any online programs from me, I would log in and download what you want to download and keep what you want to keep, because all of that is going to be disappearing first week in August. I'm just going to say August 1st, 2026, because that really puts the deadline really specific, and I don't know exactly what day that'll happen, to be honest with you. So let's move on to today's episode, where I'm going to be talking about how I've been feeling about working lately, and what I've noticed about just collectively between family, friends, clients, is that does any of this matter? What we're doing, So every Monday lately, right, I wake up and I always have a plan. I'm a planner. I always have a list. I have tons of journals everywhere. I think I've talked about this before. And on that list is usually what I want to get done, what I need to do, and those few things that I have to do, like have-tos. And I start off pretty intentional, and I usually, myself, I don't have any trouble getting stuff done. I'm very functional. I don't usually procrastinate. I just get stuff done. As a matter of fact, I try to get it done as soon as possible, because if I do, then I get to play for the rest of the day, right? So that's the way I look at it. But lately, there's this overall feeling of, does any of this stuff actually matter? It just feels I feel very numb, and I'm getting the same thing from my family, friends, clients. On social media, I see this. So, and especially for me, when it comes to marketing feels so unauthentic right now. I don't know what it is. So I start to lose my momentum. And then I find myself being inconsistent especially with social media. I'm not going to lie. I never really liked social media a lot. I love how you are able to stay connected with people in different countries and all over the world. And I do like that part of it. I don't like the part of it where you have to constantly be posting and like paying attention to it and like constantly tuned into your phone. I hate that part of it. And I hate how a lot of it is really fake, So it's not my favorite thing, but it's almost like when you have a business, people really kind of expect you to have a social media presence. So I almost feel like I have to have a social media presence. And for a while, I let go of my Facebook page. I do not have a business Facebook page. I am back on Facebook because I am doing a yoga nidra certification. There was a group on there. I thought I needed it, but I don't think I really do. But I'm still on there because I love Facebook Marketplace. I'm not going to lie. I love the furniture I get off of there. But anyway, so especially when it comes to social media, and then I usually ask myself, how do I expect anyone to find me and see the things I'm writing and recording and doing if I don't communicate with them somehow, and how else am I going to do that besides social media? Like, how am I going to get the word out about my podcast? Yes, if you're on my email list, you'll get notifications, but for new people, like, how do I connect with newer people and bring more people into my audience and expand my community? How do I do that without social media? It's a big question. And that was actually originally one of the reasons I started the podcast, was to reach more people without social media. But then how do you let everyone know you have a podcast with social media? Like, so it's just this like weird, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. So, and then that's when I get back into it, when I realize that I have to do this really in order to stay connected. But there's a lot of resistance there, and I don't like that. Like, when I'm living my life, I like to be in flow. This is my thing. This is what I teach too. It's like, go with the flow, what feels good, like move towards more of that, right? And that is not feeling too good to me right now, but I'm still being consistent because I don't know what the answer is to that. So I'm forcing my consistency right now. And maybe I should just let go and see where it goes. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But I'll be sharing with you when I make some kind of a decision. But I also notice this same reluctance to act like everything is normal in the world, because it's just not normal right now. Nothing is normal. Everything is very strange, very disrupted. And everybody's like struggling to go about the life's norms because we know nothing is normal. And we just it feels very inauthentic, I think, to everybody collectively right now. No one wants to do like the mundane work that we've always been led to do. Or should I say forced to do, kind of, because we all have to eat, right? We all have to live, and you have to pay to live, right? That's part of this game we're in. And even if that's getting challenging for so many reasons, like eating and living it's a challenge right now, right? For a lot of people. But also because so much of this that we're doing, like what we're doing, seems irrelevant and almost kind of stupid, right? Some of it seems so stupid to me. For example, like a marketing job. The marketing thing is a thing for me. I think it feels so stupid and inauthentic, even though I want to meet more people and connect with more people. It still feels weird, right? So like, say someone has a marketing job and they're figuring out how to get people to buy more stuff that a lot of us don't really need, although some of the stuff we do need, sure, but it still feels stupid when most people can barely afford food or an apartment or just to stay healthy. They can't even afford that. So I think marketing certain things feel really inconsistent with what feels good, inside of our bodies. And I convince myself that the work that I do helps people, and I do. I think it does, and that keeps me going. That really does keep me going. But for some people, they might not have that. They might not have that in their job. So like imagining like working for a health insurance company, figuring out how you can refuse to pay more claims when that's the exact service that people are actually paying that company for. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I would be so like unaligned that I would be miserable. I'd be so miserable. And I'm sure a lot of people are. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm talking about today. So why are so many of us feeling this collectively at the same time? I've been asking myself that a lot lately. And I think it has a lot to do with so much corruption being exposed all at once right now. And so when that happens, I feel like a lot of us are starting to question the systems that we've been living in for our entire lives. Like, I look at my entire life now as almost a lie. Like, I've been told that so many, I don't want to get like too political on here, because that's not what this podcast or today's podcast is. I don't mind talking about politics, but like, I've been told that America is the greatest country in the world, and it's just not. Sorry, it's just not, especially now. And I wish that I was told to appreciate other countries and other cultures and get out in the world more. And I think you learn that when you travel very quickly and easily. But the systems that we're all living in, like all over the world right now, are not working for human beings. For human beings have certain needs. And right now, collectively, I think none of our needs are really getting met. And I think we're very uncomfortable because of that. I think there's other things that contribute to this feeling, but that one thing, I think that's the big reason. And a lot of people are realizing all at once that the people they work for don't give a flying fuck about any of us. They really don't. You know, they work their whole lives and then they just get dumped. At any moment, they'll just get rid of you to save a buck, to save not a lot of money at all. After you've devoted 75 to 80% of your life and time to them, you know, that's pretty messed up. And it's pretty, I actually have worked with a lot of people going through this, you know, people that are my age that are coming close to retirement, but then not exactly retirement age. They're still working, but they're being pushed out. You know, they make a good salary, and these companies are realizing if they get rid of them, they could hire somebody fresh out of college for half the amount they're paying this person, and there's no loyalty whatsoever. And then these people are realizing that they focused their loyalties in the wrong spot, the wrong place. So what can we do to feel better? That's a good question, right? We all have to work because, like I said, we all got to eat, but all of us collectively should give the minimum, I think, and do not go the extra mile thinking that if I do this, I won't get fired, or if I do this, maybe I'll get a promotion or I'll get paid more, because it's not going to happen. I think they call this quiet quitting, right? This has been something that's been going on for quite a while now, but I just call it matching their energy. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're not willing to pay me a living wage. You're not willing to give me time off. You're not willing to be loyal. I'm going to match that energy 100%. So, but I think the next thing, I think instead of focusing on the fear and the negativity, I think you should focus on, what do you want to do? Most of us have worked so hard in our entire lives working for somebody else that we don't even know what we like anymore. We're just so busy. We don't even have time to pay attention to ourselves. You know, you're like the child that gets no attention from yourself, right? So I don't necessarily mean what do you want to do for a living, like for work. I mean, what makes you happy? A lot of us don't even know that. Is it spending more time with family? Is that what would make you really happy? Then ask yourself, can I work from home or work part-time, right? How can I start like incorporating this into my life now, right now? Because we're living right now, right? There's no when I retire or when this happens. A lot of us don't have retirement. So when is the when going to happen? Now. It's going to happen right now. So how can I do that right now? I can't quit my job. Well, can you get a job where you work from home? Or can you convince your boss to let you work from home? Even if it's like part-time, 2 days in office, 3 days home. I don't know, right? Get creative. Or maybe you want to just spend more time outside or traveling. Then start traveling. Like, get a remote job, travel while you work, or just start house sitting all over the world, and getting paid to do that. Do you love art like me? Like I was like, why am I waiting to do art? Why don't I just do that now, right? Then just start doing it in your free time, here and there, and then, like my hopes are, and I know this is going to happen for me. Like I have no doubt in my mind that I'm just going to be able to do this all the time. This is how I'm going to spend my time eventually. That's all I'm going to be doing. I only want to be in creation mode. That's all I want to do. Because I like kind of examined my life and I'm like, what do I really enjoy? And I'm like, I enjoy the creative process completely in every aspect. Actually creating art. I enjoy recording. I enjoy making meditations. I enjoy writing them and recording them and matching them with music. I enjoy like when I used to make programs for my business, those programs I was talking about at the beginning, I enjoy the creation process more than anything. Like once they're done, I tend to lose interest like in the whole program itself. And I'm like, can I just create programs? Like, do I have to like do anything else? So that's my goal, to be in that creative process mode, because that's what makes me happy. However, that's going to show up, I don't know, right? So the short, simple answer is be intentional with the way that you spend your time. Be very intentional, like very, very intentional. So something that I do with a lot of my coaching, mentoring clients is what I call a time audit. And what I have them do is journal out how they spend every moment of their day for a week. Just be complete honest with yourself. Like if you're scrolling on social media 3 hours a day, just write it down. Like, because this is we're doing an audit, right? So we have to be honest about the way we spend our time. So that's the first step. And for a week, because like your weekends and like depending on what your work is, your days are different. So doing this every day, it's very intensive way to like, kind of record every moment of time, the way you spend your days, but it's easier to dissect and to free up time that way. So then I dissect that time together with the client. And most of the time we can free up like 3 to 4 hours in a week. And we could take a lot of loads off, like a lot of stress loads off of their time that even if they're still spending time doing the things they don't really want to do, you can take a lot of stress off of that. You remove the frictions, you remove all the things that are interrupting and you're losing time doing, like you remove those. So, I love doing this. I geek out about it. I find it to be so much fun, actually. And it's very helpful for the person. Then they can take that time and be very intentional how they spend it. Don't give that time to somebody else who doesn't respect our time, right? Give it to the places where you want to put it. You want to spend that time maybe with family or resting or traveling or in nature or creating, whatever is important to you, right? Time is one of our most treasured assets, our time and our attention, right? And that's what a lot of these kind of technology companies are trying to get from us. Our time, our attention, our information. That's big money right now, right? That's yours, and it's one of your most treasured assets. So don't give it away easily. So maybe this is what we're all collectively like realizing right in this moment. I can say for myself for sure. I'm pissed off. I don't know about you, but I'm pissed. I'm 57 years old, going on 58, and I'm only realizing this recently, probably since my 40s, right? Where that's when I started to like kind of redesign my life. At least from that point forward, I could be more intentional with my time. So I'm glad at least I did realize it. I think some people never realize it, but we're all programmed to believe that it's normal for us to work a job we don't always enjoy for the majority of our time in our lives, right? Like 75-80% of our time and our lives go to these jobs, so to speak. It sounds crazy when you say it out loud, right? But we are programmed and convinced that this is how we have to do it. We have strangers raise our kids. You have women right now, because we have no postpartum care. We have no support for new mothers and fathers, right? And so they're like popping back to work within weeks and having strangers raise their kids. Like when you think about it, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy that we're doing this, that our kids need us. And other countries do seem to notice that. Like, we are not taking care of our mothers. We're not taking care of our women. We are not taking care of our children the way that we should be. And I'm not saying that's like our fault collectively. We're in this very hard place right now, but I think we have to start fighting against this and we have to take our lives back. We're convinced that we have to live separate from our families, scattered miles apart, all to make a few men very, very wealthy. This is all for jobs. Think about it. I remember, so my generation, but I think even for some people my age, they didn't have this, but I had this where my entire family, I grew up on Long Island, and my entire family was there. We used to have get-togethers, and I remember having 30, 40 people in my house. My mom always did a lot of it, a lot of the get-togethers. All my cousins, aunts, uncles, families, family friends. Like, there was so many people there. We had 2 ovens. We had the Italian kitchen in the basement. We had that. The refrigerator in the garage. We had that, of course, so Long Island. But yeah, that doesn't happen so much anymore. I see it in some families, and I'm very happy that some people do have that. But we're meant to live closer together. We're meant to raise our families together. We are meant to support each other. But they have us all doing the polar opposite of that, where we're all individualized and have no support. We have no support. When I was a single mom, I lived 2.5 hours from my family, and I had very little support, and it was brutal. It was brutal. And that's not the way we're supposed to raise our families. That's not the way we're supposed to live. That's not in our hierarchy of needs list. We're supposed to be connected. I think that this is the biggest scam in history. The biggest scam. And this is all to make a few men at the top very, very wealthy. So wealthy that they go crazy because they have all this power, and then they become absolutely nuts. I would go as far to say all the billionaires are nuts. They're crazy, and it's too much, right? Everything's out of balance right now. So as I said, biggest scam in history as far as I'm concerned. So I just decided to start opting out, a while ago. Very slowly, I started doing it because I was scared. And I'm getting better at this as time passes, and I'm beginning to lose all fucks given. I just don't give a fuck anymore, right? And I think that's because I'm older. I think if I was younger, I'd be more scared. Because now that I'm older, I'm just I don't have a lot to risk, really. I just don't care. So I live somewhat unconventionally compared to most people. And I don't talk about it much because people just judge constantly. They judge constantly. Can we all just stop judging? Can we just let people be, But now, like I said, I also just don't care what people think. And so I'll be sharing more and more about this, so that if it's something that sounds like something you want, then you could learn from my mistakes, I guess, or just join me. And it's also, I think, becoming easier to share because it's more acceptable to be a little fringy, right? So it's just getting easier for me to share stuff like this. And my biggest goal right now, so this is my goal. How do I retire completely but still live in this capitalist hellscape system without a retirement, right? And I'm figuring it out, and I'm doing it, and I am going to succeed. One of the things I know, no matter what I do in this life, is as long as I keep going, I will succeed. Sometimes it takes longer than other times, but I'm always going to succeed, and that's the one thing I know for sure. But that's a tough one, right? How do you retire without a retirement in a capitalistic hellscape system? So if but I know I'm going to do it, and I hope that you guys come along from the ride and you can learn to do the same. I'll be writing more about it here and talking about it on the podcast, but what else I'm going to be doing, and I'm so looking forward to this, is interviewing people that are living this way, whether they've always lived that way unconventionally. And when I say unconventionally, it doesn't mean they're living the way I want to live. They're just living unconventionally. It might be a way I don't even want to live. No, thank you. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live off the grid. No, thank you. I don't want to do that. But I find people that do that so interesting. So yeah, I would definitely interview someone that's doing that. And I think a lot of people are interested in that. Or they're transitioning over, kind of like me. They've lived like for lack of better words, in the matrix for their entire life. And now they want to opt out. They want to opt out of the systems that have been failing them for so long, and that now they are realizing are so obviously corrupt, right? So they want to opt out of these systems. And I think it's a really great way to opt out of those systems is to build new ones while they're collapsing. Build new ones that are better and more. Don't go back to more of the same, right? Build new systems. Those systems don't work, right? So build something different. And when I see people doing that, I am so attracted to them. Like, what are they doing? Like, that's different. That sounds better to me. I want to learn more about that, right? So I don't have all the answers. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm just going to talk to as many people as possible to learn some new directions and some new ways to live that are more aligned with being a human being. That's it. I want to be a human being, and I want to stop feeling so unaligned with myself. So I'm excited about this new adventure, and I can't wait to learn all the ways to be successful and happy in a very non-traditional, fringy way. And I hope you come along for the ride and are inspired to live unconventionally as well. So let's go to the wild, fun, and free side together. Okay. Talk to you next week. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new one. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps get the show in front of more people who might need this type of support. And if you're ready to take your everyday self-care even deeper, come join us inside the Soul Aligned Life Patreon. Every week, you'll get new self-care practices and tools to help reduce stress and overwhelm. Plus, we do a monthly reset to keep you aligned and supported always. You'll find the link in the show notes, and I'd love to see you there. Until next time, be sure to take good care of yourself. Love you.